Edmonton XL 92.5 FM.
All right, today's new drug is pads. Just one word for you, Carline, pads. They hit today.
They were popping a little bit out there, particularly early on.
Yeah, they didn't hit a lot.
Yeah, it kind of faded a little bit, but I think they showed a lot of good early fight.
Right.
I would say you were sort of seeing the finish to the drill that they've been emphasizing going back to OTAs, where like the linebackers will hit a tackling dummy and then like roll around with it on the ground for a few rotations. Like you saw that today, but the offense was also initiating that contact as well. I thought the running backs ran at a physical level. The offensive line was physical. But I really thought the finish, the last few seconds of the play, players were really trying to get some contact in. And then I think it almost was backed off a little bit, because I think had it continued, then it would have gotten probably chippy.
Right.
And Liam Cohen was in his comments after practice, said it was good work, but we never got sloppy and we never got stupid.
Right.
And it might have headed that way had they practiced with the same kind of intensity early on in the team drills, if that had carried throughout. But yeah, I thought a good start. And now I think tomorrow's big. They're going to be back in full pads again tomorrow. And, the coaching staff's going to get a pretty good idea of how much these guys really want it. I mean, do they languish tomorrow? Do they have good, body language? And more importantly, do they have fire tomorrow?
Yeah. And you're right about that. It's always good to get in pad. Every step is a nice new step. There's OTAs. Well, then mandatory minicamp's the next new step. Then practice, then camp. And then pads is the next new step. And then they play a game. And then they have a joint practice. So this is the next new step. It's interesting. Football is an interesting game in that it's the ultimate combat sport where you're slamming in each other and seeing how hard you can hit each other and throwing each other to the ground. But padded practices you're supposed to do a lot of that, but then stop, but don't finish that. So it's hard to go 100 miles an hour. The 11 on 11 inside handoff to Tank Bigsby or Travis Etienne. He's going to run as hard as he can. You don't lollygag. He full pads, hard as he can. The line is blocking the defense as hard as they can block. The linebackers are coming up as hard as they can come up. Everyone's going 100 miles an hour until contact. Then you have to stop, which is, by the way, smart. To Liam's point afterwards, you don't want to be stupid. Your teammates here. But so everybody stops to point contact, and they're all very good about it. But they were all very respectful about it today, and most teams normally are. But I get how that's a challenge. Especially and when it really rears its head, it's not the first teamers. It's the guys down the line a little bit that are trying to make a team. They're going to run even harder to get to the ball carrier, because they may not make the team if they don't do something that shows out. Yet you still got to stop too. So it's an interesting part of practice where you're in pads, you hit as hard, you go as fast as you can. There's no more Oklahoma drills. There's no more 9-on-7 like Tom McManus talked about yesterday, where those inside runs you batter each other. That day's over. Yeah, you still have to go as hard as you can until boom, you stop. It's a weird deal and I watched them go through it today, and you could kind of feel it.
Yeah, and you haven't had contact for 7 months. If you're a returning Jaguars player, some of these guys that they brought in, maybe they, like Dami Brown obviously was in the tournament with Washington, but for the most part, none of these guys have had any contact for 5 or 6 months, and you're amped up. I mean, particularly with it being a new scheme on both sides, and you do want to show your new coaches, even the starters. I mean, you've been pointing to this day, going all the way back to the first OTA. I mean, it's always been once we can get the pads on both sides of the ball, and today they were able to do that. So, again, I thought the intensity was good early. It was not sustained, but I think that was probably somewhat by design.
Right.
Because I don't think they could have sustained it throughout the course of an hour and a half the first time that they were in pads. But I am really anxious. I think they planted a seed today of a team that can be physical, and a team that I think you will see the physicality grow as camp progresses, which is a healthy thing. So I think today the amplifier was probably on 6. Hopefully tomorrow it can go to 7, and then hopefully in a couple of weeks they're at a spinal tap 11.
I do think it was good that Liam, the practice today was supposed to go to 10:15, 10:10, and he stopped it right then. Today's the first day they actually were even a little bit under. Did you notice? They stopped right at a little after 10 because he's got a good feel, I think. Hayes, he's got a good feel for knowing when to turn the light on and off, the switch on. Or you get that feel?
Yes.
For a guy that hasn't been a head coach before, and remember, the head coach makes all those calls. The offensive coordinator runs the offense. So for a guy that hasn't done that a lot, he's got a good sense for that. So certainly we'll talk some Jaguars football, what stood out today. I will tell you this. We'll get to the what stood out in a minute. But I will say, and we always talk about the camp guy, and the camp guy usually really isn't a good player. He's just a camp guy. But this guy, Josh Cephas, makes plays about every day.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
He's going to be on the team.
It looks like,
if he stays healthy.
yeah, I can't imagine that he wouldn't be the 5th receiver. Now, look, the 5th receiver is always, it has to be, I say has to be, I guess it doesn't have to be. You could generally have to count on him to be a special teams player. We had this talk you and I did last week. Elijah Cooks would have been the 5th receiver last year. He was their 5th best receiver, but he was not a very good special teams player. Tim Jones was a very good special teams player. So Tim was on the team and up, and Elijah was usually inactive because you don't need the 5th receiver to go be a receiver. You need the 5th receiver to cover kicks. And I have no idea where Josh Cephas qualifies there. And so we'll find out, I guess.
I hope that when they build this roster, I hope the 5th receiver is more of a receiver than a 4-core special teams guy.
Yeah.
I agree. You're going to keep 6 receivers at a minimum, and the 6th one absolutely needs to be a special teams player. But I'd like to think that the 5th guy, and now with this administration here, I would want that to be more of a receiver. The odds that you're going to have Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, Dami Brown, and Parker Washington all make it through a 17-game season and not get injured,
I hear you.
I think is
very good point.
Would be foolish to think that that's going to happen. And so you need, I think, a fifth receiver that actually can play receiver.
Right.
And too often, and this isn't just a Trent Baalke thing, this has been something that I think the franchise has made a little bit. There's almost been a little bit of a too much emphasis on special teams with the 53, and you can't. I'm not saying abandon that, but I'm saying maybe de-emphasize it a bit. And the spot that I would de-emphasize it is that 5th receiver. I think that 5th receiver, even if Cephas can't really help them on special teams, from what he has shown so far, if it stays consistent, he can't disappear for 10 practices. But if this is who he is, I would keep him, and I wouldn't be overly concerned about what he can give me on special teams.
Yeah, the fine line, the difficult thing for not just the Jags, the difficult thing for a team is, do you want to have a guy on your team that doesn't play at all? Doesn't play special teams, doesn't play on offense, doesn't play on defense, just stands there in a uniform and doesn't play. If your 5th receiver, most teams, your 5th receiver isn't playing until somebody gets hurt. That's not a Jaguars thing. Your 5th receiver isn't going into the game at all. He's not in the rotation unless one of you guys gets hurt. So if he doesn't play special teams either, because that's what they dealt with last year. Again, they all knew Cooks was the 5th best receiver on the team. They all knew that was widely accepted. But they felt like if everybody stayed healthy, he was never going into the game. Whereas at least Tim Jones went in when they ran. So what happens, though, to your point is, okay, you make Tim Jones up, Elijah Cooks is down, Tim Jones covers a couple punts early in the game, and then early third quarter, receiver 4 gets hurt. That's your point.
Well, and my point, when was the last time this team, and maybe it happened last year, I've tried to block out a lot of that, but when was the last time the Jaguars lost a game because of punt coverage or kick coverage?
Yeah. And
can you remember one?
I can't.
I'm not saying it hasn't happened.
Right.
But I can't recall.
Well,
and so to me, but I can remember the offense bogging down because of injuries, and now you're putting guys out there that really aren't receivers.
You weren't impressed by the Tim Jones double move.
I was not.
Okay, so that's
and
the
neither
problem.
were NFL defensive backs. and so, to me, it's I mean, I just think you're not getting beat because of punt returns and kick returns. You're getting beat because you can't score, because you can't move the ball historically if you have an injury or two on offense.
Yeah, speaking of receivers, by the way, today we will hear from Dami Brown, who not only I expect to be a Pro Bowler, but a first-team All-Pro. That comes up today, as does an interview with Walker Little. You tracked down two of the principal offensive players, so Walker Little and Dami Brown, both on today's program.
Walker Little, really, just real quick, really had something interesting to say about Anthony Campanile and his scheme, which I thought was really interesting because it's compartmentalized. These guys don't normally talk about the other side of the ball unless you specifically ask them. But Walker Little, I thought, really had some interesting comments about what he's seeing out of the defensive front.
All right, we got a busy show today because you're going to hear from both those players in the next segment, Walker Little and Dami Brown. I'm interested to hear what he has to say about the Jaguars' defensive setup. We got to get to DJ Lagway. Looks like he's injured. Hopefully not badly.
What?
Yeah, it's hard to believe DJ got hurt.
Lagway?
Yeah. Wait, listen. Eventually, he's
Iron Man.
At some point, he was going to get an injury. Okay,
yeah.
It was inevitable. But DJ Lagway banged up again. So
somebody let Ripken know his streak is safe.
We'll talk about that. Our friend Ryan O'Halloran joins us at the top of the hour. Congratulations to Ryan. I thought Gene Fournette did a terrific job as the Jaguars, as the TU columnist. He retired, and I think they made the right hire. They hired our friend Ryan O'Halloran, who I think will do a terrific job. He's going to join us at 5 o'clock. So that all comes up as well. I buried the lead. JJ, have you watched Happy Gilmore 2?
I haven't.
Okay. We are not going to ruin it for you and others. Hayes has watched it. I have watched it.
I'm sure there's so many spoilers out there.
Yeah. We're gonna try and stay away from the spoilers for the most part. Okay?
I tell you, when Happy Gilmore gets the Infinity Stone, it gets really, really good.
So we're gonna
when Han Solo got killed.
So we're gonna stay away from most of the spoilers. And I liked it. You loved it.
I thought it was fantastic.
But I'm sorry if this spoils it for you, and I apologize. In fact, this could spoil it. I don't think it will, but turn the radio off just for a moment. Just to make sure I don't ruin it for you, but I've just got two words for you: Scotty Scheffler.
Oh, he was so good.
Scotty Scheffler. So that's all I'm going to say. We'll talk about the movie later. I don't want to talk too much about it because I do want to give people a week or two to watch it. Yeah. If in a couple of weeks you haven't seen it, well, then that's your fault.
Right.
But I don't want to go on and on. It was just released. It was good. It was
much better than I thought it would be. I was worried going in.
It wasn't great, but it was good. And what an homage to the PGA Tour.
Yeah, that's the thing. You do need to probably know the golfers.
You have to be a golf fan.
You'll get more enjoyment if you kind of follow golf.
You have to be a current
Whereas the original Happy Gilmore, you really didn't need to know much about.
Yeah, you have to be a current golf
Shooter
fan.
McGavin was really the only guy you had to know.
You have to be a current golf fan to get full appreciation of it. So, but we'll talk around it a little later on today, and we'll give people a week or two to watch it. Then we'll really kind of break that bad boy down. But it was fun. It was a fun watch. I felt I owed it to you to watch it before today's show because I knew you would watch it. So we'll get to that. But we got a lot of things to talk about. It'll always be Jaguar football during training camp. That's how we'll start the program. When we come back, you're going to hear from two principal offensive players, two important ones: the left tackle Walker Little and one of the three receivers, Dami Brown. That's how we'll kick off the program. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We may not have the most talent. We're not the biggest or strongest, but we've got something no one else has. We're 1010XL.
Let's get them.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie, and I got to tell you, I can't fix anything. I would be so lost with plumbing problems if not for Duck Duck Rooter. But everybody knows to call the Duck. Well, I do too. Whether it's plumbing, air conditioning, septic, they handle all of it, and nobody does a better job than our friends at Duck Duck Rooter. Any of those needs you have, call them today, 904-862-6769, or go to duckduckrooter.com. If you've got problems, call Duck Duck Rooter. They'll handle it. I guarantee it.
I'm Renee Harrell. At Harrell & Harrell, we understand when you've been in an accident, there's a lot to handle. You've lost pay, and now the medical bills are piling up. When there isn't much insurance, some attorneys will pay your bills, take their fee, leaving you with even less than them. Not at Harrell & Harrell. We'll work hard to reduce your medical bills, and we promise our fee will never be more than you take home. Call us today, 904-251-1111. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Offices, Jacksonville.
Here's Linda Beaver.
The dog days of summer are here, and so are the hottest deals of the year. Whether you're hauling down the street, cruising on the beach, or just escaping the heat, we have the ride you're looking for and the wow you experience you deserve. Save big on select models with sizzling summer savings, low financing, and limited time bonus cash on all trades. So don't sweat it. Come beat the heat at Beaver Automotive, where the summer deals will wow you.
Summertime is busy with graduation parties, summer barbecues, festivities, family gatherings. The month of July, National Carpet Cleaning Month. So Zero Res is offering $45 per room of carpet clean and 20% off air duct cleaning services as well. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResJacksonville.com or call them 287-5727 and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spelled backwards or forwards, is spelled the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res.
A new era of women's professional soccer has arrived. The Gainbridge Super League, redefining the game for the next generation. Sporting Jacks, the first ever pro women's team on the First Coast. Be there for history. Secure your tickets now at sportingjacks.com.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
Give us your hot take.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
On the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm awake and I speak English, so yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Be part of the conversation. 641-1010.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Hacker here, fresh back from vacation. You know, it's interesting since I started my Awaken 180 journey. You know, in the past, when I would go on vacation, it would just be a total free-for-all, right? Eat whatever's fried, this, that, or the other. But Awaken 180 not only has helped me lose over 100 pounds, it has changed my mindset on food. I eat healthier now because I know and I understand how good not having that excess weight feels. When I talk about Awaken 180 weight loss being life-changing, it is in all different aspects, including things I order and things I even enjoy to do on vacation now. Awaken 180 has changed my life for the better thanks to all the weight it has allowed me to lose and now to keep off. If it's time for you to lose weight like it was for me, do yourself a favor and go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. Change your life with Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
You'll always feel good when you send someone a Kuhn Flowers floral or plant arrangement. This is Max Fink with 1010XL, and no matter what the reason, Kuhn Flowers has always come through for me. Order online at kuhnflowers.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and now in St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
Bye. We thank our friends from the Best Bet. We always thank our friends from the Best Bet, the best place around to have fun. Hump Day high hands are every Wednesday at Best Bet Jacksonville. And by the way, Clockwork Cash Out is back this Friday and Saturday, and the payouts are hot at all 3 locations. $500 every 30 minutes when playing the table games at all Best Bet locations at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. until midnight. 3 locations. Best Bet Jacksonville is on Monument Road. Best Bet Orange Park on US 17, and, of course, just off 95 in St. Augustine. Frangie, Carline, and JJ LaSelva with you. Glad you were along with us. Yesterday, the guy that I've got headed to, if not the Hall of Fame, certainly all-pro status for the next 7 to 10 years, I would imagine. First-team All-Pro status. Dami Brown, the former Washington Commanders wide receiver, who, by the way, has been, joking aside, very good in camp. Looks like he's got a chance to be a very important part of this team's offense. He's the subject of yesterday's one-on-one from Hayes Carline.
We are pleased to be joined with Jaguars receiver Dami Brown here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, thanks. How's the start of training camp going for you?
Oh, man, it's a push. It's a push. The heat is definitely different, but, it feels good to be out here with the guys.
How's the chemistry translating over from OTAs and the trips that you guys spent together over the break?
Oh, it's definitely building. We want to make sure we're in tip-top shape to, understand each other a little bit more. I think our break kind of helped us out a little bit. We got together a few times, and, those things right there make us closer. So at this point, we just want to keep on doing what we're doing and making sure that we're on the exact same page.
Dami, what's it like being coached by Edgar Bennett?
Oh, man, it's cool to have him, because he's been around a lot of great guys around the league for years. And, just him dropping the knowledge in the gyms and even learning from watching film of the guys from before, like Devontae Adams and all of those guys, it's good to learn from.
Who are some of the receivers that you like to kind of watch?
Right now? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so pretty much, really all the top receivers. I pretty much watch everybody because everybody has something different and you can pretty much learn from. But as far as, play style with speed, I watch a couple of fast guys and then, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, I watch those guys. So I think a lot of the time it's just learning from everybody. Even BT, I can learn from him as well, so it's pretty cool.
What's that relationship like with BT?
Oh, man, we're locked in. We have a good bond. He's like a little brother to me. So, I just want to keep building that with him as well.
What were the trips that you guys went on with Trevor and the receivers? How important was that work to get?
Oh, it's always important because, from that little time from OTAs to now, it's almost a whole month, and you kind of want to stay connected with the guys that you're going to be working with for another 6 or 7 months. So, it's real important just to get with the guys, at least once or twice, throughout that period.
Trevor Lawrence talked the final day of OTAs, and he was asked about you, and he said, well, yeah, have you seen how many balls Dami Brown is getting? How did that connection with Trevor become so natural so quick for you guys?
Oh, man, it started in OTAs. I think it was just building the trust, for the communication, to ask him what he wants, what does he see and what does I see, as far as how things are playing out for each route and, just communicating and being on the same page. Those things right there can help build the chemistry as well.
What's he like as a teammate?
Oh, man, he's wonderful. And we communicate a lot. We talk a lot, and even outside of football, things like that, it help you build a bond, outside, because if I understand him outside of football, we understand each other inside of football.
What's your impression of Travis Hunter as he attempts to do something extraordinary? What's he like working with in the receiver room?
Oh, man, he's amazing. You never know what you can get up out of him. He does stuff a little bit different, and he does stuff out of the ordinary, too. So, it'd be a surprise to you, but, just him knowing Travis, you'll expect it.
Yeah. The pads go on Monday. Are you excited for the physicality to get ramped up a little bit?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I think, pads bring out a little bit more competitiveness, throughout the team because it's a little bit more exciting. Just when we out here having nothing on, can barely touch each other. But, the pads come on a little bit more competitive, we're ready to go.
Liam Cohen and James Gladstone laid out a vision for you in terms of how they wanted to work with you. How is that going, and what's it like being in Liam's scheme?
Oh, man, it's amazing to be in his scheme, man. Just, knowing my role to be able to, help other guys out at the same time, and just being able to move around and, not being static a lot, not being a robot. It kind of allows me to be me. And, that's what they're allowing me to do. So it's pretty cool.
From an on-the-field technique standpoint, what are some things, Dami, that you're kind of focusing in on these couple first weeks of training camp?
So for me, it's just basic fundamentals. I want to always make sure I'm on top of the things like top of the route, releases, catching, things like that, and just understanding, the playbook to be out there and to know my assignment and perform the way I need to.
It seems like Parker Washington's gotten off to a good start. What's been your impressions of that young man?
Man, I kind of expected it out of him. Just watching, throughout OTAs and our time off, Parker's special, and it'd be hard to say that he can't play because he can. And he can do a lot of things, and just him being out there and performing and showing what he can do. I think that's real big for him.
Dami, have you gotten a chance to enjoy Jacksonville yet? Beaches, golf, fishing, anything?
Well, first, I don't like water, so I'm not fishing. I have been to the beach. I walked the beach a couple times, but other than that, outside of football, I haven't really been able to, get around, but I'll see what's happening, throughout the season.
Sounds great. Dami Brown, we certainly appreciate your time. Best of luck to you, and thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Dami Brown, still just 25 years old. This surprised me. He only played 44% of Washington's snaps last year. So obviously we've talked about the number. The regular season numbers weren't all that good. I was surprised. I mean, he's going to get, talk about a jump. If in a normal game, I would guess Dami Brown's going to be on the field for 75% of the snaps.
Yeah. He, for whatever reason, whether he didn't play well when he got a chance, he didn't play well in camp, and never proved it to anybody. For whatever reason, the Washington team didn't have much confidence in him most of his time there. Well, for who knows why? The light went on in the postseason. Whether the case is, well, he was that all along, you just should have been playing him, or whether he started playing better in practice or when he did get in, who knows what it was. But the light went on at the end of the year. I can tell you this, and I can tell you this now. In the offseason, I'm talking to Baselli a lot and saying, listen, when preseason was coming around, and Tony and I had this talk, and I said, what are you going to do what are you guys doing in free agency? I said, I don't need names. I wouldn't ask you. That's not fair for me to ask you names. I don't want to know names because then you'll tell me names I can't say on the air, and that's not fair to my list. I don't want to. But give me an idea what you're doing. And he went through some positions that he thought yes, thought no. If I brought up a name, he might tell me yes or no. But during a conversation, he said, Frankie, we've got a receiver we've spotted that we think might be special. And he said, I'm not going to tell you who it is. It's not a name you would guess, which I wouldn't have. He said, so I'm not going to tell you who it is, not a name you would guess. And again, I don't want him to tell me. He said, but if we're right, he could be special. And he told me, he said, probably a one-year deal, probably a prove-it deal. But it's a guy that we really think might be. So I did what you always do. We hung up the phone. I started guessing. I wouldn't have even come close. I had no idea. But I know that before they even signed him, Tony told me, look, when we get this guy in here, it's a guy we think a lot of. So then after they signed him, I talked to him, and we talked to Gladstone on air and Liam on air. And you could tell before ever watching him practice that they thought they had something here. Obviously, you don't give a guy $10 million for 1 year if you don't think you've got something here, right? So I think he might be a really good player. I mean, a really good player for them. I really, and I've said that, we joke about it, but I really do think that.
Yeah, and again, that playoff run, 3 games, Dami Brown, 14 catches, 229 yards, 16.4 yards per catch, and a touchdown. So I mean,
really fast.
It was a big time tournament for Dami Brown, and certainly he has parlayed that into a great opportunity in Jacksonville. But I mean, he's getting ready to play way more snaps. Right. I was stunned when I saw he played less than half the snaps in Washington last year, because he is going to have, and we've seen it. I mean, Trevor's talked about it. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind Dami Brown's been targeted more than any receiver. If you go back to the first OTA that we saw, the most targeted receiver has been Dami Brown. I'm not saying that's where it'll end in the regular season, but it speaks to, don't be surprised in week 1 if he's targeted 7 to 10 times.
Right. He's a very important part of what Trevor Lawrence is going to try and get done. You know who else is important? The guy protecting his backside, and that's Walker Little. Walker Little needs to be good this year to keep that job and for the offense to be what we think it can be. Walker Little, the subject of today's Hayes Carline one-on-one.
We are pleased to be joined with Jaguars left tackle Walker Little here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Appreciate you taking the time to speak to us. First day in pads. How'd you think it went?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I felt like the offense did a lot of good things. We were running the ball well. Didn't have a whole lot of pass protection, but when we did, I thought we did a good job of it, passing off some games. New D coordinator's got some good schemes drawn up, so it makes it hard on us. So I thought we did good, and it was a good first day.
That's interesting, Walker. Give us a little sense of that, what you're seeing on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I think, one, we got a lot of really good athletes that can do a lot of things in a lot of different spots, both between our D-ends and our linebackers. So I think the D coordinator knows that. It's utilizing it really well and getting athletes in space and moving around a lot. So it makes it hard on us.
How do you like Liam's scheme when it comes to the ground game?
Yeah, it's really good, man. We're moving along really well. I feel really confident in our run game right now, and I think, we're building some steam right now, and we just got to keep it rolling.
How much momentum do you have now in your career, now that you're settled at left tackle and you sort of have a home?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have momentum, but it's always an everyday. You gotta, come out here and work. Always trying to earn that spot. Earn the right to be a starter on this team, and earn the right to be an impact player on this team. So that's what I'm trying to do every day when I come out here.
What has Coach Sarrett brought to your game?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've really put a lot of emphasis on the run game, just finishing, honestly, more than anything. I think we've had a lot of good players here, but there's just the emphasis on finishing and how much just one last shove here or there can really bust plays open for us and get these athletes in space, or protect Trevor and let him get the ball to the athletes in space.
What are you seeing out of Trevor in terms of growth?
Yeah, I mean, he's looked really good this camp, as long as this spring. I mean, we all have all the confidence in the world in Trevor, and I think this scheme's really helping him let loose and just rip it. We got some really good playmakers on the edge with BT and Dami and Travis Hunter and other guys, TJ and Tank in the backfield. So he's doing a good job of distributing the ball and just running the offense.
What are some things, Walker, that you work on this time of year from a technique standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, I think, a day like this where first day in pads, just physicality, that finish. And then pass pro, we have two really great pass rushers in Trayvon and Josh. So different styles of rushers too. Both, have a few years on the belts now too, so they're pretty savvy with it. So it helps me, Anton, and the other tackles really get good reps every single day in pass pros and one-on-ones and things like that.
What has Makari brought to the room?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great leader that's been, on some really good teams the past few years. He's gotten on some deep playoff runs, so he knows what it takes to be a winner, what it takes to be a good O-line group, what it takes to really run the ball well, too. So he's really brought, a good mindset of this is how you got to do it, this is the work it takes, and he's a great leader for us.
Has Hainsey been a good addition in terms of knowing Liam's scheme playing under him?
Yeah, I think that's really been a helpful transition for all of us, having a center. Obviously, it's kind of the second quarterback out there, and having a guy that knows the scheme, has known it, been under it for a year, it's really, I think, helped progress the whole offensive line along faster than would have been.
Walker Little, thank you so much for your time. Certainly best of luck to you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I thought that was really interesting what Walker Little said about Anthony Campanelli's scheme and how much more difficult it is for the offensive linemen to read what they're supposed to be doing in the ground game. But so I appreciate his insights on that, because you don't normally see an offense. They just don't normally talk about the other side without specifically being asked. The NFL, I've always been surprised at how compartmentalized that world is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Walker Little, look, he's 26. So he's still very young. I mean, you would think it for a left tackle, he hasn't even gotten to what will be the prime of his career. And going into his fifth year, and you just hope that now that he's got a settled situation, doesn't appear like he's going to get really pushed. It seems like he's sort of taking command. I haven't heard any whispers about watch out for Walker Little, maybe losing that spot, which we thought in the offseason after the first wave of free agency could absolutely be on the table. But, we'll see what he can do. Walker Little started 8 games at left tackle last year, started 7 games at left tackle in 2023. So he's got enough experience to step in and go the distance week 1 through week 18, the 17-game slate. And hopefully he's able to do it, because I think you can make a case he's the biggest X factor on the team in terms of it could go great or it could fall apart.
And it's such a critical spot.
Right.
Too. No question about that. Well done, as always, on those interviews.
Thanks.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get into college football. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
Intercepted. It's Rasheed Mathis to win it for Jacksonville.
This is the home of your team, 1010XL.
Buying a diamond, wedding band, or piece of fashion jewelry in Jacksonville? You have two choices. You can go to locally owned Beard's Diamonds, or you can go to one of those mega national chain jewelry stores. The national chains are pretty much all the same. In fact, did you know that some of them are owned by the same conglomerate? Yes, the same Wall Street company owns all the big names. So if you're looking for extreme value with genuine personal attention, come experience the Beard's Diamond difference. At Beard's, our diamonds come straight from the source. We hand select each one for maximum brilliance. We don't have to apply corporate markups and tack on salespeople commissions, so we beat the chains on price every single day. Beard's has the strongest warranties, not gotcha clauses and fine print. Beard's has all the top designers, including Tacori and Viraggio. Beard's doesn't have out-of-state regional managers calling about sales quotas. We are all local, family-owned with total freedom to do what's right for our customers. Beard's Diamonds, all the selection, quality, value, and service you want from local people, accountable only to you. Beard's in the St. John's Town Center.
Frank Frangie here. It's always truck season at Nimnick Chevrolet. Well, this month, you can save up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 0%. Unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet has the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. With their extensive selection, you're sure to find your perfect truck at Nimnick. So shop online at nimnickchevy.com or visit the dealership at Park and Cassett. Who's got more new Chevrolets at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione Law.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Hey, it's Joe C. Summer in Jacksonville means the sun is hot, the grills are fired up, and your water heater probably full of sludge.
Nah, not mine.
Think, when was the last time you flushed your water heater out? It's okay, you can say it.
Probably never.
Flushing a water heater each year improves its efficiency and extends its lifespan.
They sure don't make them like they used to.
So call Roland Reese Plumbing for a routine water heater flush out and any other plumbing needs. 260-7059 or at plumberandjacks.com. Roland Reese Plumbing.
Frank Frangie here for Bono's Pit Barbecue. Summer is here, and that means it's time to feast on delicious Bono's St. Louis ribs. The small and large rib platters are at a low price to beat the summer heat, and you get 2 southern sides and garlic toast with each platter. It's an unbelievable deal that won't last long, so head to Bono's today to get your St. Louis ribs platter. I'm hungry now just talking about it. Head to Bono's today, and remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
If a storm impacts our area, JEA is ready to respond. Our team of over 2,000 employees is prepared to move in when the storm moves on. Once restoration efforts begin, we won't stop until everyone is back online. And we'll keep you informed with real-time updates at JEA.com and the MyJEA app. We're ready for storm season and want you to be too. Visit JEA.com/storm to learn what you can do now to prepare.
Big Chief Tire is always looking for ways to better serve the Jacksonville community we call home. Frank Frangie here. Starting Monday, June 16th, they're opening their 6th shop location in Mandarin, providing more Jacksonville residents with a locally owned auto repair business they can trust. Visit the new shop on San Jose Boulevard today for all your vehicle needs, including brake repair, new tires, and more. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule an appointment today.
Now this is how you end a summer. Under the lights, surrounded by history, the driver's last shot at the playoffs, your last chance to see regular season action. Friday night, Xfinity lights the fuse. Saturday night, the Cup Series delivers the fireworks. This is Daytona. This is everything. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 22nd and 23rd. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Get the best soccer talk on the First Coast on the Coaches Show, presented by Sporting Jacks. Cole Pepper, Sporting Jacks head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting Jacks women's coach Stacey Baylor discuss the beautiful game Tuesday evenings at 6 on 1010 a.m.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. 1010
Take.
The 1010 Take is sponsored by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. DuckDuckRooter.com. I think this about the Florida Gator football team. If DJ Lagway plays completely healthy and starts and finishes all 12 games and doesn't have to play some of those games on one leg, if he's like legitimately a healthy quarterback, I think the Gators could win 10 games and be in the playoffs. I believe that. Here's the downside of the take. It's hard for me not to think he's one of these guys that's going to be hurt a lot. In fairness to him, he's only a sophomore, so the sample size is small enough that I shouldn't form that opinion. It's not a fair opinion for a guy that just got there. It's really not. But I think what I think. And it's just hard for me when I think back last year, he missed a little time with a concussion. Then he came back in and he pulled the hamstring here in Jacksonville, and it was an awful hamstring pull here in Jacksonville. And then he came back and he played, but it was such I don't ever remember someone playing literally on one leg for 2 months. Usually even hamstrings, which take a while, don't take that long. But it took forever. So then he gets through that, and then we find out he can't play in spring. He can't really participate. And we're told it's a shoulder injury, which dates back to his time in high school. So he can't throw. We later find out he had sports hernia surgery, and it was both a lower body thing, which that's what it was, and the shoulder issue. So finally, we now told he's completely healthy. And then there's a report on On3 today from Zach Albaverdi that says he strained a calf in a team run, and that now he's got a calf injury, and he's in a boot. They said it won't affect him for fall camp, but he's still there. And remember, he told Matt Hayes and me about a shoulder injury he had even before last football season started. He's only a sophomore. So I worry, is he one of these guys, it's no fault of his. It's not for lack of working or trying or battling or grinding. Is he one of these guys that's hurt a lot? And it's hard for me not to fear that might be what he is, and that's the 10-10 take.
And it's a very good one. It does make you wonder, if you're Florida's team doctor, do you have to start conversations with DJ Lagway with what feels good? You know, what is working today? I mean, it's a concern. Like this doesn't seem like it's gonna languish into the season, but it could. Calves are tricky like anything, like hamstrings, and a 1 to 2 week hamstring injury can quickly become a 10 to 12 week hamstring injury. And it's the same thing with the calf. So, it's a concern. Now, again, they haven't even opened practice yet. They won't do that until Wednesday. And, and so we're a long way away from Florida going to Baton Rouge, which is going to be their first test of the season. But yeah, it's a concern because of you can't ignore the pattern now. I mean, he is obviously got durability issues, and you hope that he is able to come out of that and have a collegiate career that he will be available. But yeah, how could you not be anything but concerned when all you've heard is concussion, shoulder, sports hernia,
now
calf.
Yeah.
Again, for a kid that hasn't even played a snap yet of his second year of college,
right?
Those are a lot of ailments.
And the other thing is, our friend Kevin Kaplan, we weren't able to connect with Cap last week. He was just too busy, but he is going to be in here on Wednesdays now, just talking about injuries. He's the Jaguar team doctor. He does such a good job. So he'll be in here some Wednesdays talking about detailed injury. I'm going to ask him about this, the calf thing, because look, if we watch the NBA, at least I'm now paranoid to do these calf injuries, which could keep you down a week or two, turn into Achilles tears, which keep you down a year. I mean, we saw very clearly it happened twice in the NBA that guys tore their Achilles that had been dealing with calf strains, right? I mean, at least that's what you read. And so my first thought when I saw calf strain today was, oh boy, are we headed for an Achilles injury? And is DJ Lagway always going to be a hurt guy?
Yeah, and it's a fair question. I think his movements are different, so I'm not overly concerned that this turns into a torn Achilles. But it's I'm just concerned about, like, this will probably heal in the next 2 weeks. But then what's next?
Yeah. Well,
and then what's after that?
Well,
and then what's after that? And you start to wonder if by the time they get to the Florida-Georgia game, is he going to be like Indiana Jones in the Raiders of the Lost Ark, where, the girl's trying to, like, nurse him back to health, and he's getting frustrated because everything hurts, and she's like, where doesn't it hurt?
Yeah.
And that's sort of the road that Lagway appears to be going down.
Well, to that end, I mean, because not only being able to play, but being able to play at full strength. Remember this, and because it was great that he quarterbacked those games at the end, played well against Georgia until he got hurt. Came back and led victories over LSU, victories over Ole Miss, a good finish, okay? But he played on one leg and was a drop-back quarterback who made some big physical plays and made some plays down the field but wasn't an efficient passer. What you never saw that whole time was him run. He's a really good runner. I mean, I don't mean just okay. I mean, he's a really good running quarterback, physical, fast, changes directions, he's athletic. Remember all this high school tape? Mm-hmm. So last night was just because I was bored. I'm watching the little bit of the Kentucky game, because some of the highlights from the Kentucky game, Florida-Kentucky. Don't ask me why. That's who I am. And he's a really good, looks like a running back. I mean, changing directions, making people miss, exploding. We forgot about that because the next game he gets hurt against Georgia and never ran again. He played again but never ran again. So I think for them to be as good, he needs to be able to run the football. Are all these leg injuries or multiple injuries going to keep him? I mean, last year it was clear they didn't want him running. Well, if they don't want him running again, I don't think he's a great player. I think what makes him great in today's day of these multifaceted quarterbacks is I mean, did you kind of forget what a good runner he was? I know I have. I don't mean just a guy that's big and fast. He knows how to run the football. He's good at running with the ball. And I hope he's healthy enough to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think he's got great instincts for it.
Change directions, run through people,
and it does. It does separate him and make him more of a elite all around threat. So we'll see. Again, long time before they open with Long Island, who either one of us could quarterback, and Florida would win that game.
Yeah, I'd throw for 3-4 touchdowns.
And then USF. You'd like to think that even if you didn't have Lagway, or if you had a limited Lagway,
should win the game.
You'd still be fine there. But
win the game. Yeah.
Week 3, you're going to LSU, and so it's not so much that this is going to hamper him.
Well, you want him to play before that LSU.
Well, that's right. That's 100%,
and without a doubt. So I mean, to me, it's more. Like, the shoulder thing never really bothered me this offseason. Like when he wasn't throwing.
Same here.
I was like, I'm not overly concerned with that. But now that they haven't even gotten into fall camp, and now he's pulled a calf, running, I mean, now it's starting to be a little bit too much. And so hopefully this will be it, and he'll be healthy, because I think the kid's phenomenal, but you got to be actually on the field to achieve those dreams.
What's the old cliche? The best ability is availability. Yeah. Speaking of health issues, and as it relates to college football, did you see the Deion Sanders news?
Yeah.
God bless Deion. If you didn't see the news, you knew he had health issues all through the offseason. He wanted to keep it private. Didn't want to talk about what it was, but it was clear he missed a lot of time in Colorado. His son and others said when it's time for Dad to talk about what he's going through, he'll share it with everybody. Well, it turns out he had bladder cancer and had his bladder removed. I mean, I
thought he was going to retire today.
Yeah,
that's what I thought the press
yeah.
conference was going to be.
Yeah, so
I'm retiring because of health issues, and here are my doctors to explain why I'm having to do this. So I thought it was great news that at least he's still coaching.
He's only 57 years old.
Yeah,
I mean, he had bladder cancer, had his bladder removed. This is someone who had serious blood clots in his legs, so much so that he had 2 toes amputated, including the big toe on one foot. And then had another emergency surgery to relieve the blood clots, and now has, a bladder cancer is causing the removal of his bladder. God bless Deion. I mean, he's a tough guy, man, and he's got great faith. But I hate to see him going through this. That story rocked me a little bit.
Yeah,
today.
absolutely. I mean, like I said, I thought the worst going in, that it was going to be like the end of him coaching,
right?
And with it being medical reasons, then you think of, does he have something like terminal?
Right.
So it was, to me, it was a relief that at least he's going to be able to continue his career. But wow, that is obviously incredibly difficult what he's had to go through.
Yeah, and I even apart from all that, all the health issues, I really think, at least to me, one of the most interesting stories in college football is this Colorado team. Because it's the first team he will have coached in college without Shedeur Sanders as the quarterback and without Travis Hunter. Certainly a big-time college. I guess did he have Travis Hunter his first year at Jackson State? Maybe not. Maybe not.
So, but I think he's had Shedeur the whole time.
Yeah, I think Shedeur's quarterbacked every game he's ever coached as a college coach. And Travis Hunter was at Jackson State.
Correct.
I just don't know if he was there.
I think it might have been
the
Deion's second year.
It might have been
that he got Travis Hunter.
But what you know now is Deion will coach without either one of those guys. And I'll be interested to see. And by the way, if you're a good coach, you're a good coach. But the paradigm's changed a bit. So it'll be interesting to watch. We'll certainly keep an eye on it. All right. Speaking of things changing, for the longest time, Gene Fournette was the columnist here at the Times-Union. Gene had a wonderful retirement. We all were able to kind of share that with him, which I enjoyed. But now the job is open. It has been filled. Our friend Ryan O'Halloran, one-time Jaguar beat writer, covering the Florida Times-Union beat writer covering the Jaguars, moved on to Denver, moved on to Buffalo. Ryan's coming back. He's going to be the brand new columnist for the Florida Times-Union. He joins us on the program after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Former Jags middle linebacker Tom McManus brings some grit to the ladies of helmets and heels.
You do it as tough as it is possible to do.
Catch the new look helmets and heels afternoons 2 to 4.
And you do that in all things.
On 1010XL.
This is Hayes Carline for Atlantic Infinity. If a new ride is on your radar, don't wait. Head to Atlantic Infinity today. This is hot. For a limited time, get 0% interest on new vehicles. When is the last time you saw that offer? Plus, with every new purchase, you'll get the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's nearly $2,500 in added value free. No pressure, just smart timing. They're on Atlantic near St. John's Bluff, or shop anytime at AtlanticInfinity.com.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, you have told us about buying better quality diamonds, but is there any way to start with a smaller diamond and use it to trade up to a larger diamond later on?
Frank, it's interesting you'd ask that because our founder, H.F. Underwood, popularized growing your diamond here in Jacksonville about 50 years ago, and it's something we still do today. When a customer buys an Underwood engagement ring or solitaire diamond pendant or a pair of ear studs, we guarantee they get the price they paid for it on the purchase of any larger diamond. Now, a lot of stores would say, big deal. We do that too, but here's the Underwood difference. We guarantee you get what you paid when you trade in your Underwood diamond, even if you're trading up by only $1. It's not that you have to trade up 2 for 1 like most jewelers ask. There have been literally thousands of people in the Jacksonville area who have taken advantage of our policy, and Underwood still grows a lot of diamonds for a lot of people.
Underwood's serving excellence since 1928 in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
When your plumbing backs up, your septic's acting shady, or your AC quits on a 95-degree day, who are you going to call? Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Don't take just our word for it. Here's what real customers are saying about their experience with our company.
Megan in the office was so helpful and polite. Scheduling was easy, and the tech showed up right on time.
From plumbing and septic to air conditioning, we do it all. Call 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
The 2025 NFL season is just around the corner, and we can't wait for you to be back at the bank. Your Jacksonville Jaguars are starting off the preseason going head-to-head with the Pittsburgh Steelers Saturday, August 9th. Be at the bank as the Jags take the field for the first time this season and grab your tickets for a 7 p.m. kickoff by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you soon, Jags fans.
He used to cover the Jags. Now he's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer.
Well, I believe he got everybody's attention.
He's Pete Prisco. Friday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
If someone you love needs a pick-me-up, then it's time to get serious about it and send them a Kuhn floral arrangement. RJ here with 1010XL, and you'll be assured of a quality delivery. That's for sure. Log on and order online at KuhnFlowers.com.
Celebrate National Carpet Cleaning Month with Zero Res. Hicken here. Check this out. $45 per room of carpet clean. Take 20% off your air duct services. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of the savings.
Zero Res.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise in towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. First-year offensive coordinator Grant Udinski is getting into the swing of things in his new role with his new squad. As an offensive coach, he wants to see his side of the ball outperform the defense, so he explained what it feels like in practice when he sees Travis Hunter make a play on the other side of the ball.
That is the ultimate bittersweet, because it is miserable seeing him make plays on the ball during practice, but it's a team game, so it is exciting in the end to see him make plays. And you see the ball skills that show up on defense, same thing translates to offense, so it's exciting to see him flourish.
Earlier at practice, head coach Liam Cohen announced cornerback Buster Brown will be sidelined for the remainder of training camp due to a left leg injury, with no other details about the injury at this time. It's 93 degrees at 4:59. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece.
This is your idea, right?
Yeah.
So just in case he's wondering, one mic is your idea, right?
Absolutely. This is his entrance music.
Everyone's got to have walk-on music.
That's right.
You probably know by now that Gene Fournette has retired from the Times Union. Gene did a terrific job for 40-plus years, and it was great to see him enjoy his retirement. And Gene, I hope, has a wonderful time in retirement. We have seen him many times since then, and I still feel that way. What you may not have known is the Times Union has decided to replace him, and they made a terrific hire. Our buddy Ryan O'Halloran, who you remember, doing a terrific job, and I mean a terrific job as the Jaguars beat reporter for the TU, is returning to town as the Florida Times Union sports columnist. He joins us now on the phone. Ryan, great to have you with us. Congratulations, man. How are you?
Thanks, fellas. Good to join you, and good to talk to people at Jacksonville again.
And good to hear that music that Hayes Carline calls as your walk-up music. That's got you written all over it, bro. It does. So there's that.
Are you strutting while you talk to us?
I am like hopping around my house.
Ryan, tell us about this. What made the job attractive? What made your time here in Jacksonville attractive? And I know you and I talked during your sort of pursuit of this job or their pursuit of you. What made coming back here a big deal for you?
Yeah, and I think the goal for the last couple moves is, okay, can I get enough column stories written that where somebody will hire me as a full-time columnist? And so that's why I moved from Denver to Buffalo, and I put up with the snow, but I think I was able to get in a lot of situations to get those reps. But I felt it was, hey, sometimes you hit a wall at a place, and, this job was interesting to me because it's full-time, a columnist and not just NFL. 99% of my work here is NFL, but, can I do some colleges? Can I branch out to high schools? Can I do, like, features and stuff like that? So, and let's face it, guys, I grew up in North Dakota. I can deal with the cold. I've never seen snow like this. And so my shovel is being thrown away next week. But yeah, once we started talking, and it was a long process, and the key thing is, you guys know, is I have a certain vision for how I do things, and they embraced that vision and that plan. And so when they offered it, we went back and forth a couple of times, and then I accepted it.
Expound on that vision a little bit. I'm interested.
Yeah, well, I think it's sort of we live in a clickbait world, and okay, how can you put an opinion up fast but also that is not condescending? And that's one thing I tell people is I don't take cheap shots, because I got to face these people the next day. So you can be critical without being condescending. That's sort of been my motto, and also just the ability to write some more of the long form stuff. I've done a lot of that here in Buffalo, where you write 2,000 words on a certain topic, and I think there's still a place for that in journalism, and there's still a place for that in newspapers. So what I'm going to enjoy doing is, hey, if I get a phone call from a guy or a woman says, hey, you got to go look up this high school kid. He's 17 years old playing basketball, got a lot of offers. I want to go visit this kid. I would say, okay, hey, let's do some stories for the community as well. So it's going to be obviously heavy NFL during NFL, but I'm looking forward to branching out and doing a lot of those other stories.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic, and there's so much young talent in this area that it's going to be rich with storylines. But looking at the Jaguars, Ryan, a lot has changed since you were here, but it's cool that it's also a first-time head coach, first-time GM. Obviously, Tony Baselli, but kind of cool that you're starting back here as columnist while a new vision of Jaguars football is launched.
Yeah, it is, Hayes, and that's a good point, because if it does work, we're all there at the beginning, and we'll be able to, on the radio with you guys, in the newspaper, we'll be able to chronicle each step of the way. Okay, what decisions did they get right? Which ones did they hit home runs with? Or on the flip side, which ones didn't work out? So we'll be able to provide context on that. So, I've covered a lot of coaches, a lot of GMs who are both in their first seasons. Is this a year zero for these guys, to use a college term? I don't think so, because this is a completely dreadful division. So I'm not predicting grandiose things for the Jaguars, but I do think they should be competitive, just for the fact that I do like the fact that this guy, Liam Cohen, does have some good thoughts on offense and knows how to run the ball.
Well, look, you've covered Washington for a long time. You covered the Broncos. You covered the Bills. You've covered this team here. and then you've covered teams from afar. What does this franchise need to do? Well, and I don't mean specifically. I mean, this is more macro than micro, I suppose, Ryan. But, I mean, what do you want to see happen with this franchise for it to be as good as it can be?
Well, I mean, I look back to 2017, and we were all there for that one. That was a 500 team month and a half into the season.
Yeah.
But then they got hot. Okay, can this team start better than the previous teams? And, I think that first game against Carolina is huge. But, hey, you know what Travis Hunter's going to be. He's going to be fantastic. It's about the quarterback. And I've been fortunate to cover who I think is the best quarterback in the NFL the last 3 years in Josh Allen. He wills his team to wins. He gets teams out of trouble because he can make plays. Does Trevor Lawrence have that in him? They paid him the money because they believe that. They've hired an offensive-minded coach because they believe that and believe that Cohen can get Lawrence to the next level. So, it's not about the best players. It's about, okay, who has the best scheme, who plays together, who stays healthy. And for this Jaguar team, I do think a fast start is imperative because, hey, one thing we've talked about for more than 10 years is when you play that game in London, it's always going to look like you're playing 14 road games and 3 home games. It's just scaled so differently. So you have to take care of your home games early in the season before you go to London and get that bye.
How much are you looking forward to documenting the Travis Hunter saga? I mean, he's attempting to do something that we really haven't seen in this league in 75 years. And there's a chance that he is going to be the Shohei Ohtani of the NFL.
Yeah, I was talking to a great friend of mine in Washington, Dan Daly, who's a football historian. He goes, the only thing that makes Travis Hunter better is if he played without a face mask. This guy is old school, and I think it's going to be fascinating. And I do think you see him flipping back and forth, and it's what's going to be the subplot for me is he better at receiver? Is he better at corner? And let's say there's a week where you really need him at one of those spots. Does he play more there? And make sure he doesn't hit the wall in a 17-game season. Can't wait to see and can't wait to see how they deploy him. I guess that would be the best word for it.
Ryan, what parallels are there between Buffalo and Jacksonville? I mean, the weather's obviously different. We know that, but I mean, neither has a bunch of pro teams. Both fan bases take this one team very, very seriously. You've been at both places. Are there parallels in the fan bases? Are there parallels in the way the city feels about its team?
I think so. And, covering the Jaguars for those 6 years, the season they won was 2017. That town was on fire. I mean, it was pretty impressive because I just hadn't seen it. They've been so bad for so many years. And the same thing with the Bills here. And it's a Bills town. And I tell you what, if the Sabres ever get good again, it is a giant hockey town. So those two sports, it's not a college town. I mean, they got small colleges here, but it's a pro sports town. So I think it is sort of a tighter-knit community like Jacksonville. I think it's a transient community, although there's a lot of people from Buffalo who just never leave. So there are some parallels where that Sunday, that game is the biggest thing in town.
From a college perspective, there's going to be storylines galore as well. What are your thoughts on where the Gators are, the Noles, and just where college athletics has gone with the portal and NIL and revenue sharing?
Yeah, that's going to be that's going to be a fun challenge for me just to get up to speed on that. We'll start with Florida State. They play Alabama in the opener. It's like you just want them to look functional, just look like they've been coached because they had the year from hell last year. And obviously, Mike Norvell is okay, there's questions about him. On Florida, I hadn't seen the news that you guys talked about earlier. Is DJ Lagway going to be able to get out of the blocks?
Yeah.
And because, I mean, I watched him on SEC Media Days. He looks the part. And, I thought they would have had a chance to upset Georgia in that game had he not gotten injured last year. So I'm going to be relying on my Gator Bards, Frank Frangie and Hayes Carlion, to really get me up to speed on that. And then the other thing is, I have no affiliation with the University of Florida. I liked watching them play basketball last year, and so I think it's exciting what they're doing and what they could do this coming season.
Ryan, people that remember you, and I'm serious about this, remember the outstanding job you did as a beat reporter. And I'm not saying anything I haven't told you privately, and I haven't said on this air publicly. But they are going to say, well, how comfortable is he writing about my Gators or my Noles? How comfortable is he writing about the Players' Championship? How comfortable is he talking about the history of sports or high school sports in Jacksonville and what Bob Hayes did once upon a time and Leroy Butler did? How comfortable are you? Because that's a big part of this gig, right?
Yeah. And, my brother's a Florida State grad, and he worked in the athletics department for 5 years as a student. So he is well-versed. So I'm going to lean on him for Seminole history. But when I started on the Bills here, it was week 4 of the regular season. How you get a leg up is you talk to people.
Yeah.
And you can't be afraid to go up to a guy's locker and say, hey, just have a conversation with them. And the same thing with the local sports here. One thing I tried to do is I tried to go out to the University at Buffalo, try to meet some of these people, see what stories they had to tell. And, for listeners, when a lot of times when as reporters we approach people to have them talk about themselves or their story or their teams, they open the doors up for you, because especially coaches, is they want to talk about their kids. They want to talk about their players, pro, college, or high school. So it's, what I enjoyed following when I lived there the first time, it's just the enormous amount of high school talent. But also, I've never been to a Florida-Georgia game because the Jaguars are always out of town.
Right.
So I think that will be fun. So I think this will really, my tools have been sharpened on the NFL, but I really think I'll be able to make an impact covering everything.
Give us an idea of when do you start? When will be the first Florida Times-Union column that we can read by Ryan O'Halloran?
Well, we're looking at a couple weeks. August 11th would be the earliest. Maybe a couple of days after that. We're still trying to figure that out based on when I can get down there. And then I think one of the things one of the ideas of kicking off is, hey, who are the faces of football in that part of the country, in Jacksonville, Gainesville, Tallahassee, and also at the high school level? Who are some of those players? So I come out with a bunch, 4 or 5 columns saying, hey, these are the faces of football in Jacksonville this year. Get to know these people, and let's face it, going into that Jaguar season, let's tell some stories about those new folks who are on the team, but also in the front office and the coaching staff.
I'm glad you shared that with the faces of football. You may or may not have told me that off air, and I wasn't going to say it because I don't want to be the one that scooped it. But I think it's a fantastic idea, and I really mean that. And you know what, Ryan? Number one, it gets you to get to know them. That's starting, and it gets to know people get to know how you will approach them and cover them. So I think that's a great idea. Ryan O'Halloran is the brand new sports columnist for the Florida Times-Union. Bro, I'm thrilled for you. I mean that very sincerely, and I can't wait to see your stuff, and I can't wait for you to get here. So congratulations again. Thanks for joining us, man. We'll talk soon.
All right, guys. Take care now. Thanks.
All right, Ryan O'Halloran, the brand new columnist. He will do a really good job. And again, one more time, I'm going to tip a cap to my friend Gene Fournette. You don't last 40-plus years in a job unless you get after it. And that son of a gun got after it. I mean, what'd you say one time? There's no load management with Gene Fournette.
No, he's got a fantastic work ethic.
Yeah, and so Gene, enjoy your retirement, and I mean that very sincerely. But I'm really excited about Ryan, about the new twist. And Ryan and I, as you have talked a lot off air before this became official, before he had the job. And he will tell you he knows his challenge is to come to Jacksonville and learn other stuff other than the Jags. He said, look, Frank, I know. He said, I covered the Jags with intensity and passion and was very and I can say you were very thorough. But he said, he never went to a Florida-Georgia game because the Jags were traveling. Mm-hmm. So he never really had a chance to lean into Florida State, the Players' Championship, the Gator Bowl, JU, UNF, high schools. Those are important things. And let me say this. His predecessor, Gene Fournette, made a point to hit all that. You look up and Gene's at that JU game. He's at that UNF game. And I know Ryan, you talk about Gene Fournette's work ethic. Well, Ryan O'Halloran gets after it too now. Bro.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Ryan really gets that. Ryan's got he's a very thorough reporter, and I think he'll be a very thorough columnist. He's a good dude. I'm really excited for him, and I'm excited for Times-Union readers to get to read Ryan O'Halloran, who's on his way back to town. We'll take a break. Hayes has headlines after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
It's always truck season at Nimnick Chevrolet. Well, this month, you can save up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 0%. Now, unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet is the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. And with their extensive selection, you're sure to find your perfect truck at Nimnick. Available now, the all-new Silverado EV with payments starting in the mid-200s. Designed to go the distance, the Silverado EV boasts 440 miles of range, more standard range than any competitor. You get the drill. They've got it, and they've got it waiting for you. And you know, Nimnik will always give you top dollar for your trade. Want an even better deal? Ask about demo models for deeper discounts. The bottom line is this. You head to Nimnik Chevrolet, and you're going to wind up getting a great, great deal. So who's got more new Silverados at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnik.
Another sizzling summer on the First Coast.
Summer. And 1010XL.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit barryorthopedics.com.
Chelsea here. Summer is sizzling and so are the savings at Renewal by Andersen. For a limited time, buy 4 windows in our patio doors and receive the 5th free. Plus enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. As temperatures rise, so do energy bills. Upgrade to Renewal by Andersen's exclusive Fibrix windows. 2 times stronger than vinyl, remarkably energy efficient, and custom crafted to perfectly fit. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
Baloo here for Spunez Vision. Why Spunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Spunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Spunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Spunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SpunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Lauren Brooks here from Helmets and Heels. Circa Resort and Casino has 2 epic pro football contests, Circa Million and Circa Survivor. Circa Million, pick 5 games weekly against the spread for $1 million grand prize. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no spread, last one standing wins $15 million. Enter at any Circa in Nevada, play anywhere. Sign up for either and get 50% off a 2-night stay. Helmets and Heels will be live from Circa in Vegas on August 22nd. Full contest details at circasports.com and the 1010XL homepage.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner. With honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
The judge swings the gavel and I pound the hammer. I'm not judging, just hammering. Hammer time with Hayes Carlyon, weekdays on The Frangie Show.
On 1010XL, driven by Kia on Atlantic.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius or 2 half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
As a Florida homeowner, you're no stranger to mosquito problems. And although it's tempting to use DIY methods to get rid of them, mosquitoes are relentless. That's why it's important to enlist the help of the mosquito experts at Florida Pest Control. At Florida Pest Control, we offer specialized treatment solutions that are effective against mosquito infestations and are committed to keeping our customers protected year-round. For your free quote, give us a call or visit flapest.com today. Florida Pest Control, your local mosquito control experts.
Guys, want a golf course fairway quality lawn? TopDressing.com just landed in Jacksonville with the golf course secret for St. Augustine grass homeowners. A patented process that aerates and turns your turf into a fairway stunner. Serious golf course technology, but in your yard. Less water, tighter cuts, total neighborhood domination. No one else scores a perfect 10 lawn. Hit TopDressing.com now. You will own the block. Top dress your yard like the pros with TopDressing.com.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to american-electrical.com and see how they can help you.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round.
It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Show. Frank Frangie is here. We've got JJ LaSelva. I am Hayes Carline. And thank you to our friends at Harrell & Harrell. Hopefully you won't need them. Hopefully you won't get injured. But if you do, give them a call at 251-1111. Frank, we're going to start with the Jaguars training camp day 5 in the books as the pads go on for the first time. What'd you see out there today?
You know who caught my attention? LaQuinton Allen. Catch your attention?
Yeah, he's physical.
I wonder if he's going to be the third down back. He was the best pass-catching running back in all of college football last year. He's got tons of catches as a collegian. Travis Etienne can do it. He's a good third down back, but he may be asked to do more. That's a good running back room. It really is, and it's the first time Allen really caught my attention. I love the receiver room. I love the fact that while hitting today, they were careful. They hit. They thudded. They did nothing more than that, but it was good to see him in pads.
Absolutely. Let's get it to an unfortunate injury. Montaric Brown will be out for the rest of training camp with a lower leg injury. That is from head coach Liam Cohen. His injury update given today after practice. Boy, that's a tough break because it really seemed like Montaric Brown was pushing for a really prominent role. Still could, but this is obviously a big setback.
I really believe that he's a guy that when Travis Hunter is not out there as the outside corner, that barring the injury, Buster would have been out there. I think Buster spent the offseason getting himself in shape. That I think when Travis Hunter wasn't on defense because he's playing offense, because he needed to blow whatever, and they're in nickel, my gut was where it was going to land. Now there's competition. Jarian Jones is in there, but my gut is where it was going to land was Tyson Campbell and Buster Brown outside and Jordan Lewis at nickel. I think that's where, when Travis Hunter wasn't in the game, I think it would have landed. We don't know because it was a competition, but I think that's where it would have ended. And now Buster can't compete. It is an unfortunate injury. And again, Jarian Jones will do a good job out there, and Travis Hunter will be out there plenty too. But I think that's where it would have landed.
Yeah, I would agree. In terms of some other injuries of note, right guard Patrick McCarry has a back issue. Running back Bashul Tootin, the rookie, has a hamstring issue. They did not practice today, but Liam Cohen does not think they will be out for very long.
Yeah, the McCarry one is more significant because he's a starter. He's a starting right guard in a position where they have to be physical and be more physical. I think Tootin's going to be a good player. You and I both agree there's a chance he's RB1 at some point in his career here, but that's a deep room. So that one doesn't affect them. And hopefully neither one of them, to your point, are out for very long because that's what Liam said. But if either was going to be out for an extended period of time, McCarry's the more important of the two.
Liam Cohen was asked about right tackle Anton Harrison, who he sort of questioned a little bit in OTAs with his comment of, look, when Anton wants to go, he can go. Liam Cohen talked about Anton Harrison today in better terms.
For the first few, I've been very pleased with Anton, and we've mentioned that to him. And I asked him, the other day in the hall, I said, "Hey, is this going to be every day? Is this how it's going to be every single day?" And he was very adamantly yes. And so, and that's what we have seen. So, for him to take a step in the right direction, in our eyes, for sure, I think is only going to help us moving forward because he's so talented. And when he plays locked in, he plays with great effort, and he strains through the echo of the whistle. Good things typically happen.
Yeah, I think Anton Harrison got a wake-up call. I think in many camps and OTAs, whatever, he wasn't in the shape that he wanted to be in. And I think he looks like he's in pretty good shape now. He's a good player. First-round draft pick now. He's a pretty good player.
Yeah, without a doubt. When the Jaguars have a Sunday practice in training camp followed by a Monday practice, we don't tend to talk a lot about the Sunday practice, but something extraordinary did occur on Sunday. Josh Hines-Allen talked with reporters about his son, Wesley, who was 7, who was recovered, thankfully, from leukemia. Really great stuff from Josh Hines-Allen, and just what an incredible player and ambassador he is for the organization.
I like him so much.
Yeah.
I like Josh Hines-Allen so much. I think he is a gentle-spirited, friendly, good person. He's the guy, Hayes, that if you see him from across the field, he'll come up, he'll call you by name. If you see him, I bumped into him last year on Valentine's Day at the Peterbrook, realizing we both got off to way too late a start, and we got laughing about it, and we probably talked for 45 minutes just about life and all of it. And boy, Josh is a good dude, and what he's going through is a terrible thing. But Wesley's healthy now, and Josh was so transparent about it. And in typical Josh Hines-Allen fashion, he's going out of his way to help causes that help others going through the same thing. And I really am a big fan.
And Josh Hines-Allen looks
Looks great.
fantastic.
Yeah, he looks great.
I mean, he is in prime shape. So should be a very big year coming for Josh Hines-Allen if he can stay healthy. Let's get it to around the NFL. We're going to start in Denver, where tight end Evan Ingram said it's much harder to be the first guy in the facility with the Broncos than it was with the Jaguars. Ingram labeled it easy to be the first in the building during his time with the Jags.
Yeah, you hated hearing that. I never got the impression that work or extra work was the problem in the past, but maybe it was. Certainly, I will say this: he was always the first guy out. I
totally believe him.
Yeah, he was. We saw him. We saw him at practice. Remember now, at games, even road games particularly, because I'm at every road game. He was the first guy on the field. He was always the first guy on the field.
And it makes sense that he was the first guy in the building. And so, again, you can certainly quibble with should he have taken his comment to that level. Yeah. But he elected to. But I don't think anything that he said was not correct.
Yeah, and knowing Evan, I don't think he was trying to. Evan's a good dude. I don't think he was trying to attack anybody. I think he was just saying, listen.
He was praising his new guys.
That's right. Yeah. I think that was his intention.
Let's get it to Houston, where Texans running back Joe Mixon will be out for an extended period of time as he recovers from a foot injury. This one's getting kind of sensitive in Houston.
Yeah.
Like D'Amico Ryans today really was shooting down reporters asking questions about Mixon. This one is starting to feel like it could be way more significant than maybe what we initially thought.
Yeah, and that's an important one. Dameon Pierce is a good inside runner. They've got other backs. But they went and got Joe Mixon to be a 3-down back for them. That was the idea. He was supposed to play 3 downs for them and to help take the pressure off C.J. Stroud. They've had, as you know, as everyone knows, a lot of injuries at receiver in Houston. That's a big one. I agree with you, Hayes. I think the same thing. There may be more to this than a little injury, and that will be a blow to the Houston Texans.
Titans receiver Treylon Burks has been cut. Burks broke his collarbone in Saturday's practice. The former first-round pick acquired in the A.J. Brown deal had 53 career catches and 1 touchdown in his 3 years with Tennessee.
Goodness gracious, they cut Treylon Burks. And A.J. Brown's gone, right? He's not on their team anymore.
Yeah, A.J. Brown's a world champion.
Did he play well in Philly? Did he? Okay, good. Boy, that's a blow. There's no question that's a blow. Look, Cam Ward might be very good. Titans got some work to do, bro. When you pick first, there's a reason.
Right. Well, yeah, and teams are just going to double Ridley.
Yeah.
So where else are you going to go with the ball? It'll be interesting to see how Cam Ward can fare in what looks to be, to your point, not the greatest of hands to play. Let's get it to Los Angeles. Chargers sign offensive tackle Rashawn Slater to a 4-year contract extension worth $114 million. The 26-year-old is a 2-time Pro Bowler.
Really good player. I can tell you both Tony Baselli and Jeff Lagerman have told me he's the offensive lineman in the National Football League that doesn't get enough attention. He's a really athletic, can really move. He moves like a defensive lineman, an offensive lineman. So a former Northwestern player. He's a really good player, and that's a good signing for the Chargers.
Yeah, very well paid. Denver has signed receiver Cortland Sutton to a 4-year, $92 million extension. The 29-year-old Sutton has caught 18 touchdowns over the last 2 seasons combined.
Yeah, good player. I don't know if he's a great player, but he's a good player, and people getting paid. You know what? Receivers get paid these days. Good for him.
The Madden 99s are out, Frank. Which player will be given the coveted 99 ranking, the highest you can have in the video game? We have Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Myles Garrett, and Lane Johnson.
I love that you asked me that because it's impossible worldwide, not just nationally, but worldwide, to find someone that knows less about how those ratings work than me. So I'm going to say Josh Allen.
Yeah, well, they're all 99s,
Okay.
but Josh Allen is, they're all going to be really fun to play with. But I got
I thought you said which one will be the best.
Oh, wait, no, all these are 99.
Oh, you didn't ask
of
me
all the players
you
in
didn't
the
ask me
league.
which one? Dang it.
Well,
So
you
does
got it
that
right,
mean
I
thought I
guess.
sounded
Mahomes
smart.
is not 99?
That means Patrick Mahomes is not a 99.
And Josh Allen is?
Yeah, and Lamar.
Yeah.
Which
What
is sort
the
of
hell is that
I
about?
know, kind of interesting. That's why it's fun to discuss it. I'm going to put this one in the NFL category, but you could make an argument it's more college football. Nick Saban says he's considering getting back into coaching. The legend was asked why, and he joked because Miss Terry is making him sweep the house.
The sweeper, he called it.
Yeah.
And he didn't call it a vacuum cleaner. He said he had the sweeper out. I love that. From now on, there's no more vacuum cleaners. There's sweepers.
You think
I had the
Saban
sweeper
is coaching an NFL team next year? I don't think he's going back to college.
I don't. I think he was going for the laugh.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think he's coaching either one next year. But now, in this day and age, where did you know Bill Belichick's coaching the University of North Carolina college team?
It's amazing.
Had you heard that?
Yes.
Okay. Pete Carroll's back coaching again.
Yeah.
Nothing surprises me anymore. And I do know this. Most coaches I will tell you this, and I'm serious about this part. Most coaches that are no longer coaching wish they were still coaching. Almost without exception. Most coaches who are no longer coaching wish they were still coaching. So Saban could be in that category, but I don't think he is.
More likely to work again, Urban Meyer or Nick Saban?
Nick Saban by a mile, I think. I think Nick Saban is coaching next year.
Yeah, I don't think by a mile, because I think Urban would love to coach again. It went so badly, and Urban's a good bit younger. It went so badly at the NFL level that he'll never get another look there.
Right.
I can see Urban coaching in college before I could see Nick either place.
Yeah.
So I go the other way.
Look, if you're the Cowboys, Saints, what if, like in Cincinnati, what if they struggle this year? I think we know there's going to be 6 to 8 jobs available in the NFL. If you're an NFL owner, I would talk to Nick Saban about my job, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Belichick, I kind of get, but if you're an NFL owner, wouldn't you have interest in Saban?
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
When I say I don't think Saban,
I know it didn't work with him with the Dolphins.
When
but
I say Saban's not going to do it again, it's not as much
he doesn't want to do it.
Because he doesn't want to do it. It's not as Nick Saban's a wonderful football coach. I don't think he's coaching again. I don't think Urban Meyer is, but it would not surprise me. It would not surprise me if Urban tried it one more time to get his bad NFL taste out of his mouth.
Let's get it to college football. DJ Lagway dealing with a lower body injury, according to multiple reports. Not good news is the Gators start camp tomorrow. The injury is not expected to be serious, but just another thing for Florida fans to have to worry about with DJ Lagway.
Hayes, I did my 10-10 take earlier in the program, and I told you if DJ Lagway was like really healthy, I mean start to finish, no injuries, didn't play on one leg, didn't miss a game, didn't miss plays, Florida's going to be a 10-win team and in the playoffs, and I believe that. I believe that they could be that good. However, my gut tells me he's a guy that is going to fight the injury thing throughout this season and others. I got a hunch that Harrison Bailey learned the name because I think he's ahead of Aiden Warner, who you've probably forgotten the name. I got a hunch Tramel Jones from Mandarin isn't ready yet. So known the name Harrison Bailey. My gut tells me, and I don't like it, it's just a gut, that someone else other than DJ Lagway is going to have to quarterback some meaningful moments for Florida.
Yeah, it certainly could be the case. Colorado coach Deion Sanders had bladder cancer but has recovered. He will continue to coach the Buffaloes. Deion called a press conference today with his medical team to explain everything that he had gone through.
God bless him. He's only 57 years old. He's had blood clots so serious that he had 2 toes, including a big toe, amputated. He's had to have another emergency surgery to relieve the pressure from blood clots. And now we find out that he had his bladder removed because he had bladder cancer. Hang in there, Deion. I'm praying for him and I'm rooting for him. He's a man of very deep faith. But that's been a tough go. It really has.
Let's get it to Major League Baseball. ESPN's Jeff Passan reports that Phillies star Bryce Harper confronted Commissioner Rob Manfred in the team's clubhouse when Manfred hinted about a salary cap in the future while meeting with the team. Manfred meets with every team at some point in the season, so this was the Phillies' turn. Lucky them. Passan reports Harper was heated in cussing out Manfred. The current CBA in Major League Baseball ends in December of next year. So will we reach labor peace?
Well,
or are we headed for a tough, maybe lost season of baseball?
There's this harsh, from what you read, there's this intense a push for a cap and floor than there's ever been other than when they shut down the season in 94. But other than that, I think there's as intense a push for a cap and a floor that there's ever been. And the players are always going to push back because the guy that really gets hurt is a guy like Bryce Harper. Know this, there's a general belief that the low-paid players will make more with the floor and a cap. So the guy that gets hurt is the superstar like Bryce Harper. So the superstars will be very angry about it. I don't know if they'll get there. I think most people believe there will never be a cap and a floor. But Major League Baseball owners more than ever saying, listen, every other sport has it. The one thing that'll keep it from happening, I've told you this before, it's not just the rich owners. The cheap-ass owners don't want one either because they don't want the floor. So we'll see what happens.
Bryce Harper saying something and doing something I've been dreaming about for years.
That's right. Let's get to the NBA. Billy Donovan gets an extension with the Bulls. The former 2-time national champion at Florida is entering his 6th year with the Bulls. Donovan is 195 and 205 in Chicago and 438 and 362 overall in the NBA.
Hard. How long was he in Oklahoma City?
I guess 4 years.
So 10 years now as an NBA coach. How about that? By the way, bad move leaving. He left of his own volition, by the way.
Yeah.
Bad move leaving, Billy. Turned out that the Oklahoma City team's pretty good. Good for him. I'm glad he got an extension. He's an all-time good guy. He's a very good basketball coach. I'd also be remiss if I didn't say I'm a little surprised.
Yeah.
We're in an age now where someone's been there 5 or 6 years. If you don't have a title or a deep playoff run to show for it, you usually are out.
Well, Bulls ownership is so pathetic.
They must be.
They're just like content with being middle of the road team forever.
And maybe that's the case. And again, Billy's a good basketball coach, but it certainly hasn't worked at the pro level.
Yes, let's get it to pop culture. Happy Gilmore 2 review. We won't go too far into it, but it got a thumbs up from me.
Yeah, me too. I didn't think it was great, but I'll say this. First of all, Sandler, in the genre of lovable goofball losers who make it in the end because they're just such lovable characters, he plays that character better than anybody. I don't care if it's The Wedding Singer or Mr. Deeds nobody plays that goofball lovable loser who wins in the end because he's nice to everybody better
the daddy.
The dad, right? Nobody plays that better than Sandler does, and he played it well again. The key to this is if you're a fan of professional golf, current professional golf, you will love it.
Yeah.
Because the homage to professional golf is like none I've ever seen. Again, let me just say this.
Is Kurt Kitayama in it?
He is not.
But let me just say this.
Neither is Pot Gator.
Yeah. I had heard that a lot of tour players made cameos. Those weren't cameos. They were part of the stars of the movie. That surprised me.
Yeah,
they weren't cameos.
Who had the most speaking scenes?
Scheffler steals the movie.
Oh, wow.
All the speaking scenes are there's about 3 or 4 about the same. But Scheffler to the very end was fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't expect that from him.
I know it was.
There's 2 or 3 lines from Scheffler that are just magical.
They're fantastic. Yeah, you'll really enjoy it. Happy birthday wishes to actress Lori Loughlin, who was the victim of the greatest witch hunt in our country's judicial history.
I'm still a bit angry.
The former Full House star turned 61 today.
Yeah.
You can't put Lori Loughlin in jail.
No.
You just can't do it.
Yeah.
I don't care. You don't have to send me anything. I don't care. Lori Loughlin should have diplomatic immunity for the rest of her life.
Totally agree. I totally agree. And not only do I agree that I believe we have the best justice system in the world, but that was a miscarriage of justice.
Yes, it was.
Okay, that was wrong. It was wrong from a humanitarian standpoint, and I'm not completely over it.
I'm not either.
And shame on both sides of the aisle for not pardoning her.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you
right.
kidding me?
100%.
We'll get you out on this musical note of the day. Happy birthday to Rolling Stones frontman Mick Jagger, who turned 82 on Saturday. He's unbelievable. This is Start Me Up.
You know, this needs no words.
Yeah.
One of the next
82.
to the Beatles, the greatest rock band of all time, and probably, with apologies to Paul McCartney, the greatest rock frontman of all time.
Yeah.
At 82 years old. Well done.
Thank you.
Back to wrap the program after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Carol Raleigh of the Seattle Mariners, who has 41 home runs already this season, is minus 130 to take home the American League MVP honors. Aaron Judge is at even money, and he's been put on the 10-day injured list. Tarek Skubal, starting pitcher for the Detroit Tigers, plus 4,000. Jose Ramirez, plus 6,000 to win the AL MVP. Over in the National League, Shohei Ohtani, the runaway favorite to win MVP honors. The Dodgers superstar is minus 1,800. Pete Crow Armstrong of the Chicago Cubs, plus 1,200. Kyle Schwarber of the Philadelphia Phillies is plus 2,500, and Juan Soto of the Mets is plus 6,000 to win the MVP. Earn cash back on your gaming transactions with the GBank Signature Visa Card at vsin.com/GBank. I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
You wouldn't drive your car 50,000 miles without an oil change. So why are you ignoring your septic tank? That thing's working around the clock, taking every flush, shower, and mystery casserole down the line. Eventually, it fills up. And when it does, you do not want to find out the hard way. Don't wait for the stink. Septic tanks need to be pumped every 3 to 5 years. Call 904-862-6769 to schedule your septic pump out with the pros at Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Like a lot of guys, Jacksonville's Mitch Fandle thought he could get a better deal on his engagement ring at one of those well-known big-box corporate jewelry stores at the town center. But then he discovered locally owned Beard's Diamonds.
Beard's had by far the largest selection.
And he couldn't believe the no middleman prices at Beard's.
We were able to afford, it was probably twice the size of what she wanted, stayed within my budget. I wanted to buy her a bigger ring than she wanted to get. Kind of a win-win for everybody.
But the best part, Mitch didn't feel like a number at Beard's. He got personal one-on-one attention with zero pressure.
Some of the other stores that we did go into, they were big corporate chains, so that might have played a factor into us not really getting the service that I was looking for.
Beard's Diamonds, with no commission salespeople and owners who are right here in Jacksonville.
Keeping local dollars in Jacksonville and in the community is great.
Beard's Diamonds.
Anybody that I know, I want them to shop at Beard's. You're going to get a great experience.
At St. John's Town Center.
Jax is more than a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We're a community that takes care of each other. I'm former Jaguar Tom McManus. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. From estate cleanouts to furniture and appliance removal, we handle it all. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you. We're veteran-owned and operated. J-Dog, Junk Removal and Hauling.
If you're 35 to 75, you could get life insurance today. No medical exam needed. I'm Cody with Harborstone Financial. One call could protect your family for life. Call me today, 904-885-9566.
Hello,
First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hello, Jacksonville. This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we know not every injury happens on Sundays. Sometimes it's flag football, weekend yard work, or just playing with your kids. That's why we built a team of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, experts in everything from knees and shoulders to spine and sports injuries. Whether you're chasing championships or chasing your dog, we've got you. Learn more at osjax.com. That's osjax.com.
XL Primetime is back weekdays noon to 2, and on Wednesdays, join Dr. George Bari at 1:20 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Make sure you catch Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:20 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harrell & Harrell. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident, and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harrell & Harrell make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell & Harrell and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
If a birthday or an anniversary is looming in your future, take care of it today by ordering a floral arrangement online at CuneFlowers.com. Hi, Flying Jacko here. Take it from me. An arrangement from Cune Flowers works like magic.
Mark Watson here to tell you a little bit about HardballCreative.com. It's your online promo haven with thousands of ideas on how to promote your company. We're open 24/7, 365.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
What unlikely challenger, unknown even to hardcore golf fans, defeated Tiger Woods in the 2009 PGA?
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Yang Youngin, also known to Americans as Y.E. Yang, defeated Tiger Woods in the final round by 5 shots.
Southern Oak Insurance. Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Want your son or daughter to enjoy sports year-round? Then log on to I-9 Sports with fall and winter registration open right now, including girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows, plus plenty of other spots and sports on the First Coast. I9sports.com. Enter 1010 for a discount.
It's hurricane season. Protect your home with 904 Gutters with a Z. That's right. Z as in zone defense for your home. Water damage hits hard. 904 Gutters with a Z hits back harder. Search 904 Gutters with a Z and make the right call.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, where have we been today on the program? Well, I can tell you we talked some Jaguar football. The Jags were in pads today. Good to see that for the first time. Hayes had 2 terrific one-on-ones. Dami Brown, the outstanding wide receiver free agent acquisition, and Walker Little, the presumed left tackle. Boy, they are important to the success of Trevor Lawrence. He talked to both those guys today. We talked a little bit about DJ Lagway, another minor injury. We hope it's minor. Apparently strained a calf, according to Zach Alberverdi from On3 Sports. Hopefully that gets better sooner rather than later. Ryan O'Halloran, the brand new Times-Union columnist, joined us on the program as well. Congratulations to Ryan for landing the gig. He replaces Gene Fredette, and he'll do a terrific, terrific job. And that's where we've been over the course of the program today. The Steelers come to town. You know, you right now you're looking at me like I'm going to give away a 2-pack. Well, once again, that's how you read the room wrong. Okay? Because it's not a 2-pack, brah.
Yeah.
It's a 4-pack.
Wow.
A 4-pack to the Jags Steelers coming up a week from Saturday. If you would like to go, be caller 3 right now. It's 641-1010. How about that? That's what
awesome.
you get around here.
It's fantastic.
I don't know what you get on that side of the room. Around this side of the room, you get a 4-pack.
You don't get that on this side of the room. That's pretty
That's
awesome.
what you get. Hey, I'm excited for my friend Ryan O'Halloran. Again, he'll be here at what did he tell you? The middle of August?
Yeah, I think it's looking like second week of August, something like that.
And then he'll write, and then he'll be the lead columnist for the Times Union. And I think that they're excited about that. I know he's excited about that, and so I'm happy for him. And I think it'll be fun, kind of following his stuff with the Times Union. It will be fun too. Listen, Ryan's a smart sports guy, but we've never really heard his takes on Gators, Knowles, Players Championship, history of Jacksonville.
Yeah.
We've heard him cover. He's covered as a beat reporter the Jags. He's opined on our programs, but mostly about the Jags, about the NFL, about stadium deals and whatnot. So that part will be kind of fun, I think.
It will be, and he's going to do a great job. The thing about Ryan is he will call everyone that could possibly help him with a story. So you talk about going the extra mile. He will go the extra 100 miles.
I agree,
and it shows in his work, and the broad net that he throws on every story. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, his opinions are very clear how he feels, which is important, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a job that I think he's going to absolutely excel in and become a pillar here for many years to come.
And maybe it'll be the last stop. Brian's what, 50 or so?
That's what I would think.
Yeah. So he's probably, maybe it'll be the last stop. I know he said something very honest today on the program. He said, "Listen, I wanted to get column work done. That's why I went from Denver to Buffalo, so I could one day be a full-time columnist." And so he'll get to do it. He's got a chance to do it here, which I think is a really cool thing. All right, let's say hello to Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill on 1010XL.
You know what I did?
What's up?
Can I tell you what I did? You're kind of my role model, and so, but I didn't think I'd follow your lead on this one. But
usually a role model for only divorcees, not happily married men like yourself. But anyway, continue on.
Well said. I got rid of DirecTV.
Okay.
I heard
it was hard to get rid of it.
It was hard. It was hard as heck. My hand was shaking when I made that call. I mean, I've had it since 2004. You've had it for longer than that.
I'm trying to figure out, do I swear more on the putting green or when I'm trying to figure out how to freaking string? Okay? Because the one good thing about DirecTV is you could hit back. And you could go to all your things and it was there.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh my God, I got 17 different streamers and I just can't figure out how to do it.
But I did. I told Suzanne, I said, listen, I got to get rid of it. It's too expensive. I got all these other ways I can follow. Everything I want's on there.
Yeah.
And Ballou did it. I did. I'm not making that. I said if Ballou could give up, because nobody watches more sports than Ballou.
I had it back in 1995 is when I first got it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Mine was 2004. So, so it was an emotional moment for me, Rick.
It was, and DirecTV was very convenient. I hated it. If there was one cloud over Jacksonville, okay, DirecTV would go out. And always be like, third down and long, the game is on the line. All of a sudden,
drizzle.
I live over, I almost live in St. Augustine. There'd be a cloud over Lane Avenue, and all of a sudden my DirecTV would go out.
It's true. Oh, yeah. One drizzle, and you're missing a quarter.
Without a doubt.
That's 100% correct.
So,
anyways, I did that. Just so you know.
But, I mean, this new streaming is pretty incredible. It's it takes a little while.
Everything's on between
to try to
YouTube
adjust.
TV and all the things. Everything's all right. What did you see at practice today?
I thought it was I was surprised it was as short as it was.
Yeah.
I guess tomorrow they're going to lengthen it, but I liked it. It felt like they came out and they were able to run the football early, and then I thought the defense really kind of took over later in the scrimmage, particularly. Well, not the scrimmage, but in their work today, whether it was group or individual work. Yeah, I thought it was a great day for both ends.
All right, that's coming up tonight.
Walker and Hines Allen both played really well today. Yeah, I'm going to visit with Dave Campo. I watched a lot of practice with Dave and also caught up with hopefully the third pass rusher of that group. That is the newly acquired Emmanuel Ogba. So I caught up with him as well.
All right, all coming up time. Rick, thanks, buddy. Rick Ballou goes into the night, and that is right now. We're out of here. Tomorrow we'll see you same bad time, same bad channel. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.